Bitcoin took a bit of a dump yesterday that could have scared a few people, but in the bigger picture, it was just a tiny move when you look at how much Bitcoin has gone up over the past weeks. As you can see, Bitcoin is still very much playing this sideways moving game before the Bitcoin halving. So was it a dump, or was it just a part of this sideways movement? Well, it was clear it is just part of this sideways movement. A good dump or correction would have seen prices come all the way down to the low 40s. That would have been a proper dump. But what we saw yesterday was absolutely nothing. It was just a normal day in cryptocurrencies. Today we're going to start the video with a Jesse Livermore quote. Set your own rules and stick to them. Never argue with the market. Never make a play you can't afford. Never give way to irrational exuberance. Above all, don't be a sucker. The crypto fear and greed index is on 72, which keeps it in the greed area. The market's fear and greed index has not moved because of the weekend. The altcoin season index is now at 37, and we saw another huge dump in the altcoins yesterday as well. The Bitcoin halving that everyone is waiting for is now 5 days, 15 hours, 54 minutes, and 50 seconds away. Like I said yesterday, is this buying the rumor, selling the news? Is the Bitcoin halving already priced in, or are we going to see 2x, 3x, 20x, 60x over the coming year? What does the Bitcoin halving have in store for us? Hello and welcome to this video. My name is David Dawn. You are watching David's videos. If this is the first time to one of my videos, I make lots of different various types of videos, specifically programming videos. I upload the occasional drone videos as well, but currently right now I'm working on Bitcoin price analysis videos due to the ongoing increase in price of the Bitcoin markets. Now, if you do want to check out any of the other videos that I've made over the past month, come and check out this Bitcoin playlist now. You can see that I annotate all of my videos with the change that it had on the previous day. As you can see, yesterday took a 3.67% dump. And yeah, so if you are interested to see any of my price analysis videos from the past, then come and check out this one playlist. Now, if you are new to Bitcoin, you've just suddenly heard that Bitcoin is making all-time new highs, or Bitcoin just suddenly saw a massive dump once again on the news, and you're wondering whether or not you should or shouldn't get into Bitcoin right now. The long and short answer together is no, right? Bitcoin is still highly overpriced, right? It is overbought. So if you want to get into Bitcoin right now to make short-term gains, you would be gambling. If you want to get into Bitcoin right now for a long-term investment, then dollar cost average in, which means basically just buy little bits over a long period of time, and over time you will see that you have got a very good average. And that means just basically buying a little bit today, and if it goes up tomorrow, so be it. If it goes up, and then if it starts dumping down over the next coming days, weeks and months, just keep buying in at the same amount of money all the time, and you will see your average of Bitcoin go down until in the end your average will be a really good average. But just please don't make the mistake that most people make, and they just put their money all in at one place, and then over the coming weeks or months, when they suddenly see 30% of their money just completely thrown out, and they capitulate and they sell to someone else that's buying all up at a profit, and then they lose 30% of their money, and they never come back to cryptocurrency once again. This is not how cryptocurrency works. Cryptocurrency is a roller coaster, right? It is a roller coaster. So if you think you're coming into a stable market, you are completely fooled. It is a volatile market, and a 3% dump is nothing, okay? It is absolutely nothing. When you look at some of the altcoins, that the dumps they had yesterday, they were 10, 15, 20, 25, 30% dumps, all right? With cryptocurrency, these types of movements are absolutely normal. Before we move on to doing the Bitcoin price analysis, I just want to warn you that I am not a financial advisor, right? I am not a professional trader. I'm literally just a guy sat in front of a monitor talking about the price of Bitcoin going up or down or sideways. And this is all relative to my own investments. Now, me and my wife, we invested into Bitcoin back in 2021. Yes, it was the wrong time to invest into Bitcoin, but we stood our ground. We've pushed through this really hard time here. I have been taking good profits over the past couple of weeks as Bitcoin has been making these all-time new highs. right? But we still have a bulk of our Bitcoin at this one price. So when we see prices move up to higher highs, hopefully, then we will see even more profits and we will see even more gains in our Bitcoin. But the point I'm trying to say is that if you are going to invest into Bitcoin, you need to have your own plan. You need to have your own decision about when it is right for you and how much is right for you. These videos are literally just me talking about my own investments and what my thoughts are based upon the markets yesterday. Always looking backwards at how the price was before, but ultimately it's this white space that's more important to understand where could the price go. And you always have to have the understanding that the price can go down too. It has to go up and it has to go down. A stock where the price always goes up will tank even faster. So seeing the price of Bitcoin going up and down like a roller coaster is way more healthy than seeing a stock that just goes up, up and up and up, and then one day it's a bubble and it explodes and it will come down. And as we've seen that before, it just comes down really, really hard. And especially with geopolitical things going on today, specifically yesterday and the day before, we saw the slightest movement in Bitcoin, absolutely tiny movement in Bitcoin. Just before we look at where the price of Bitcoin is possibly going today and possibly tomorrow, I just want to say to you, I do all of this for free, right? And I do it for me to make a log of my thoughts and so on about the Bitcoin price. But just do me a favor, just go and tap that like button right now. That's the only payment that I ask. It's the only thing that I ask. And if you want to put a comment in the comment section below, giving me your thoughts to have a conversation, please feel free to do that as well. That would make me really happy. So we're going to wait for you right now just to give the video a like. And once you're done, let us know and we will move on. Are you done? Very good. Let's close this down. Let's come back to the Bitcoin price, and as normal we'll zoom all the way out to the weekly market. So with this all out the way now, let's jump straight into the Bitcoin price analysis. There's not much to say really with the weekly chart. We said yesterday that price can go up, the price can go down. But let's just draw our range of where we would expect prices to go. Now, if the price of Bitcoin come Sunday evening, Monday morning is deciding to go up, then we would obviously expect it to come and break and test this 67,455 point, or this upper limit defined by this one candle here. Now, if it does want to come down, obviously the week is ending now and it's looking like a pretty red candle, right? But it's also looking like a possible indecisive candle. Okay, so this is something that we have to take into account. We could see more sideways action, we could see upwards action, we could see downwards. That's the whole point of indecision. But right now it's looking like a downwards movement. So we have to see what the rest of Sunday has in store for us, and is this candle going to be sucked back up again to make a smaller candle like these two here? And is this all linked to the Bitcoin halving, or is this downward movement linked to the geopolitical situation right now? Only time will tell with that. So in order to get a better picture of this, we really need to move into the daily timeline and then into the lower timelines too. So right now we can see the 5, the 8 and the 15 exponential moving averages are all inverted, right? And with the question that we need to answer ourselves, are these going to go beneath the 50, or is the 50 going to come up to the is the 50 going to come up to the these prices, or are we going to see the two of them converge somewhere over here? Now, right now, as we saw yesterday, this can happen pretty quickly and the average price could dump quickly. But we've seen this correction. It's a purple candle, so it has lots of volume, and we have seen the big buying power that was there. I mean, there was a huge amount of buying power to push all of those transactions back up again, and there was a huge amount of selling. And then come yesterday, we saw a huge amount of buying in the late evening as well. Now, this morning so far, or in the Asian time and so on, and the beginning of the European time, we've saw the selling continuing to go on as well, but there's been an equal amount of buying power also. We could also see higher prices, but what I would expect to see right now, to be quite honest with you, is I would expect to see at least, say, 50%. I didn't do that right. There's the 5. There it's 5. Okay. I would like to see at least 50% of this one candle retrieved. So we'd want to see the top of the wick at least come and touch this 50% to show that the price has done at least a 50% correction on this one candle itself. So let's move into the 4-hour time frame to have an even closer look, shall we? So here's this big red candle that we saw last night. Huge amount of selling, but just an equal amount of buying. So this was just lots of people obviously like selling or panic selling, and then all of the clever people buying it all back, because the likelihood is they were the ones that initiated this selling up here, and then they just bought it all back here at a discount. And if that did happen up here and they bought it all back down there, then they got 13% discount on it. Or even if they only just got it here, they got an 8% discount on it. So they sold it off up here and they bought it all back down here, ready for possible higher prices, or just to do it again when we reach this top, when we reach the top of this one range. So this is my mindset. This is how I think, is to spot where are the buyers and where are the sellers, and where are the people taking profits. You know, if someone's selling, someone's got to be buying. If someone's buying, someone's got to be selling. So, you know, we've seen that this has been going sideways for the past couple of weeks, or at least a month now. So you literally can buy low and sell high, or sell high and then buy it back cheaper when it goes back down again. So, you know, this is a typical pattern that you can see going on here, and it seems to be happening like clockwork right now too. So let's keep jumping down and have a look at what this green candle's doing right now. So what could we expect here? We've seen these two big red candles. Let's move this here. We've seen that the price of this one candle has kind of consolidated a little bit, and I wouldn't really call it consolidation. If this red candle had been like completely filled, I'd expect the price to come sideways in this, but it looks like that they want to now come and play around in this area, right, to see what prices they can fill in this area, and to play around here. Now the question is, are they going to want to bring the price back up to here, or do they want to bring the price back down to this one wick? Because if anything, I would say that this wick is the thing that is the most lucrative for people that are, when I say people, I mean people that are trading hundreds of millions, you know, and they're buying 100, 200, 300 Bitcoin at a time. I would say that this area here is the lucrative place, where they know there was lots of buying going on, but that could also be market makers having to take the other side of this one trade. So if there were market makers taking the other side of this trade, then we would expect to see them to want to bring the price back down to this again, to be able to level their books up. So we should be very, very careful about whether or not the price is going to come up to this one level and then go on even further. This one wick is always going to be open for future. They need to come and collect the money here. This is what I'm trying to say. And for me, these wicks paint a very, very clear picture. And we can see the wick on this one here, the price went straight back through it. You see, it came back down and tested it very slightly, but it just zipped straight through, and even this wick went straight back up again. So we know there's really no liquidity in this one area. No one seems to be buying or selling in this area, because the buying happened down here in this one zone, and the selling happened in this zone here. We've already seen, let's move this away. We've already seen that, let's move this away too. We have already seen that there was lots of accumulation or distribution here, right? And then once the distribution was finished, we know distribution because we saw the big red candles go down. Once it was finished, then they started moving the price down, and they want to get it out of this zone. They don't want it coming back again, so they need momentum now. And the sentiment here was going sideways. We had a sentiment of going to lower prices, and then once they were finished with it, sell as hard as possible to make the price move down to the next zone. And the likelihood is the people selling here were wanting to buy all of their Bitcoin back down here to push it all the way down, and that's what managed to force the price all the way back up again, because now they've got, I mean, like we just done a second ago, now they've got like an 8% discount. They sold it and bought it back, so they've made 8% profit on their money, right, ready to push the price back up again. And this is exactly what I would expect to happen. I would expect them to bring the price back up, and if people have bought into this point here thinking that it's at a discount, then you would imagine that they would want to bring the price back up to about here to just kid the people into thinking that they're breaking even now, because some people have lost like 10% of their money here already, and if these are newbies to Bitcoin, then they're going to be scared already, thinking I might lose some more. So you can see that there's a possibility they bring the price back up to here and then make people capitulate and then sell their Bitcoin here at a discount, ready to bring the price back down again, buy it here, and then swoop it back up to the higher prices once again. Now, the question is, are we in for lower prices still? And if we are, where should we expect to see them? This is, for me, is the most important question. Where are we expecting to see price go if it's going to go any lower, right? Well, we have this point here. Whoops. We have this one here. So we should be, well, I should all be looking very closely at 55,898. So we should be looking very closely at 55,900 approximately, and then the most important, which I've been saying it all the time, is this one wick here. So 48,523. If the price of Bitcoin today decides to take another dump, right, and I would say that there is a more than 50% chance that this comes and dumps all the way down to here, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we see prices come down to here, and I would just say that this is going to be the half in price, and that everyone is going to jump back in here and push the price back up again. Now, if that is not the case, and it does come down here, then we would expect to see prices to go even lower, even probably test 46,700. Now, yeah, I mean, this, to me, I see the probability of it coming down to this bit here way more probable than it coming up to 80,000 and then coming back down to collect this. This has got to be, this is going sideways, and we see already confirmation, right? We're looking for confirmation. Is the market going sideways right now? Yes, it is. We've got a month's worth confirmation on that. But does that mean to say that this wick here is the bottom, or is this wick here the bottom of our sideways action? And if I had to put my money anywhere, I would say the price of this sideways action is at 48,523, and then we will see prices come down here, and this will be the surge up, all right, like this. That's it. This is all I'm saying, is that right now I said it in the videos 2 weeks ago, and so on, whenever it was, 5th of March. So 5th of March, I said it around here, the 15th, and it went down. I just said it in my previous videos. You can go back and listen to them, and I said that it's always going to go here, right? So I still 100% behind this idea. So let's just jump down into the 15-minute time frame now to see what's going on. It looks like it's moving up, but once again we've got another supply zone here that it has to get through, and if it does push through this, then we would expect it to come and test up here. Now, if it doesn't have the strength to push through this one zone, then we would expect to see prices come back down again. We've got this blue candle here, but there seems to be a little bit of consolidation through this blue candle, but really, to give it full confirmation, we want to see the price come back down again to here, at least, I'd say, back down to here, to then see to see that this one price zone has been filled, ready to move out, or even ready to move down again, because we would have to come and test this one zone. So really, when you look at this, you're thinking, okay, if it can push through this one zone, if it can push through this zone, then you'd expect it to push through, come back and test it, to turn that into a support zone, ready to come and test this one area here, and then test that one area and push through and come back to test it once again to prove that this is actually now a support zone. We saw good consolidation there as well. So, you know, this really, you know, you need to be realistic about where and how the price can go, and don't just always go on the sentiment that it's got to go up, it's got to go up. Follow the market. The market is the master, and which way the market wants to go, that it will go. And right now, yes, we seem to want to wish and hope that the price goes up, but if you did buy in here right now, and you are thinking, oh no, I'm fearful that the price is going to go lower, use this fear, because there's a high likelihood it is going to go lower. You want, if you've bought in here and the price went to here, you want to have hope. The hope should give you enough hope that the price goes even higher, right? But you need to learn how to use your fear when the price goes low to take some losses. Right, I'm not saying sell. I'm not saying sell your Bitcoin now, because the likelihood over long term, very high likelihood over long term, is the price is going to go up. So you just need to sit back and say fine, or just like I said, dollar cost averaging, keep buying in and buying in the whole time, right? Because when it does go up, you have a very, very good average price. With that said, let's just zoom out now to do my philosophy side of this one video, because I think if this is the first time you're watching it, then I think this is the most important thing, and this is the type of idea that I am using for all of my investments. Okay, now we all know that being a contrarian is the way to be able to make money, because you end up doing the opposite of what the other people do. And when everyone was panicking, screaming and shouting that Bitcoin is going to go to zero, this was the place to buy. And I really wish I had that mentality then. I didn't, but I do have that mentality now, and I'm going to keep that mentality. And me and my wife are very, very much disciplined on ourselves to make sure we do have that mentality when is required. Now, this area here is where the herd goes, right? And you should always follow the herd. It's not time to be a contrarian in this zone. Always go with the herd, regardless of what your beliefs, your thoughts are. If 99% of the people are saying the price is going to go up, and you see the price of Bitcoin going up, then go with the herd. And right now, as I've already said, we are on the assumption that the price of Bitcoin is going sideways right now. It's either doing accumulation or distribution, and we can go everywhere and we can find these zones, right? We can literally just keep putting them in and putting them in, and we just keep going and going and going, right? And the more you do it, the more you start spotting these zones, right? And this was a pretty small zone, and this is a pretty big zone now, right? We've got one in here, one in here, one in here. So this is the more volatile the market gets, the bigger the distribution accumulation zones get. And the less volatile they get, the smaller the movement is. But at one point, we're going to see this breakout to the top, or we're going to see the breakout to the bottom once again. Now, as we've already discussed, there's a likelihood the price will come down to 48,500 here, and if it doesn't, it will more than likely come down to one of these two zones here. Now, when we do see a breakout, what we're looking for is a good constant breakout like this. And the point where you should understand has it stopped is when it accumulates, right? When it consolidates, right, for a good amount of time. That's when you know that people with lots of money are happy that that's the price where they want to start buying in more if they want the prices to go even higher, or they're going to sell it ready to bring the prices back down again. So this is my opinion, never buy in, never try and work out what the top is, right? Because if you try and work out what the top is, you'll get it wrong. Once you start seeing this consolidation of the price going sideways for a good amount of time, then you'll get a good indication that this is a level, right? This is a level. Whether or not it's the top or the bottom is another thing, but you can see this is the level. And if you looked at this and you went, okay, I'm going to buy in at this level, I'm going to buy in at this level, I'm going to buy in at this level, and you just kept on buying in at these levels. And you can see here, we got 13th of Feb, we've got 31st of March, we've got 18th. There's enough time there to have your salary, to take 5% of your money, whatever, and just keep putting it in and dollar cost average all the time, because you should know that over a month or 2 months, that money that you put in on the previous month is now making money. Now, we put money back in a long time ago, and we want to see the profits come out first of all, ready to start putting it in. Now, there was a big dumpage yesterday, and I would be saying I'm lying if I didn't snap up a absolute stink load of Solana when it touched nearly $100, 100 euros. So I nearly tripled my holdings yesterday. So that was actually was more than nearly quadrupled my holdings yesterday. So that was really cool. Anyway, with that said, I hope that you've got something out this one video, and remember, do your due diligence before you buy something, and make sure you buy Bitcoin on the right network too, on the right exchange too, because some exchanges, they all have different various prices, and literally just by going to another exchange, you might find that you could get the price of Bitcoin, say 2,000 euros, $2,000, even cheaper. All right, but you need to be concerned about the cost, the fees of buying that. And just because it says the price on the exchange doesn't mean to say that's the price you're actually going to get it at. Right. With that said, please make sure that you like, subscribe, share, comment, give any feedback or whatever for this one video, and I will see you in tomorrow morning's video. More than likely it'll be an early one, because I tend to get up early on a Monday morning. Thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao. Bye bye.